with me.
Overwatch came out in May of 2016 and was a title that was under development since early 2013 and is a game that is constantly evolving in terms of nerfing, buffing their characters, changing their abilities, and also transferring to the new game coming out soon, Overwatch 2. Overwatch started as a 6v6 game in which you had a few options if you were to do a normal match. You can do quick play, which was just going into a lobby and matching up against people, no penalties like the later on released competitive gameplay, and this was more along the lines of what people nowadays use as the testing ground for heroes they want to experiment with. At the early days of Overwatch, you could also have a full team of the same character, which was very fun to see and try out, but they got rid of it for obvious balancing reasons. Competitive gameplay changed as well in the sense that we now have role queues and open queues. Role queue is choosing a specific class and have to choose from tank, support, or damage, and for damage it keeps you waiting 30 minutes just to play as a DPS, while open queue freely lets you swap to any character you choose. Both are enjoyable, and it's nice to have 4 different technical ranks, one for support, one for damage, one for tank, and then one for open role. The concept of SR has not changed, and your skill rank goes up if you win a match, and down when you lose one. Consecutive wins or losses don't increase or decrease further the amount of SR you can get from subsequent matches. There are also minigames, a free-for-all deathmatch, a few arcade games like Capture the Flag, and during holiday times, certain event-themed missions. For like Halloween, we have Dr. Junkenstein, and for Christmas, we used to have May going up against Yeti Winston. The holidays were always a good time to play Overwatch, and I have a lot of good memories enjoying it during those times. Both quick play and competitive have the same type of matches, and there are a variety. One is moving a payload to a destination, in which you need to stick to the payload and make sure you can eliminate any enemies that might block your way. One is capturing a point like King of the Hill for 2 rounds. And one is defending objectives. If you lose one objective, Objective A, you can defend Objective B. If you lose that too, the enemy gets full points for the round. The hero roster also changed. We used to start with around 21 heroes upon release, and every few months we had one new addition. As of right now, including Overwatch 2, there are over 30 heroes that we can choose from. Each hero has unique abilities, and you guessed it, their abilities changed as well. Torbjorn now has his Molten Core as his ultimate move, yet when he used to ultimate, his turret would become a level 3. As of right now, when you place a turret with Torbjorn, it grows from level 1 to 2, but originally you used to have to use the hammer and build it up in-game, which is something I do miss. Torbjorn also used to be able to throw armor packs for teammates to use, which increased their health and gave them an extra armor base of 50 HP, something they got rid of. So Torbjorn is a great example of someone who changed significantly. Someone like Soldier, on the other hand, has not. Soldier used to have his lock-on ultimate, which is a hit scan, his ability to sprint, putting down a healing machine, and just using his regular base pulse rifle, none of which changed aside from an increased magazine size. Loot boxes are another thing that has not changed, but it's hard for me to remember if you could pay for loot boxes back then, but I vaguely remember that you can. Aside from paying, you could earn these in-game by leveling up or completing certain missions. Loot boxes contained various loot. Colors represent rarity. White is common, blue is uncommon, purple is legendary, and gold is epic. The one thing Overwatch did not have was a story mode, something a lot of people wanted because each of these characters came from a diverse background, and we did get some story on each of them from the cinematic trailers that the company put out, which are all amazing by the way, especially the one between Genji and Hanzo. In 2022, 6 years later, Overwatch is still a vastly popular game, and with Overwatch 2 coming out, the continued popularity will stay the course. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.